So thanks obviously to Garode. He mentioned some of these places earlier on when he was talking. So just to give you a bit of a flavour about Ireland, top left is Guinness, which is our national drink. It's known everywhere around the world. Top right is our national day, which is March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, when we have lots of parades and parties and everything. Middle left is Kildare Village, which is very popular shopping destination. I know shopping and fashion are very popular in South Korea. I've been to Seoul myself many times. And then some places that you should really try and see when you're here. So middle right is the Cliffs of Moher, which is known all over the world as being a very iconic landmark. Bottom left is Skellig Michael, and nobody really heard of this place until 2014, and it's where Luke Skywalker was hiding in the latest Star Wars movies. And then bottom right is Giant's Causeway. It's known for many different reasons, some mythical, some magical, but it's also where a lot of filming for Game of Thrones took place in Ireland. So Game of Thrones is very popular with a lot of the younger people. Then Garode's already mentioned quite a lot about studying in Ireland, about us being the only English-speaking country in the Eurozone. One thing he probably didn't mention when comparing to the UK is the amount of money that you can save. So Ireland is known as being a very high quality education system at an affordable price. So typically between cost of living expenses, tuition fees, accommodation, you can save about 25% in terms of finance each year. So that's something that's really important. The other thing is after you complete your MPharm program at UCC, you automatically get a 2-year stay back visa. So when you're working for one of these companies like GlaxoSmithKline or Pfizer or Merck that Garode spoke about, the fact is you can stay for 2 years after you complete your degree, and that's an automatic extension. So that's very important. And then in terms of student life in Ireland, and Garode spoke about how, safe and friendly Cork is, but also, for DIFC students, we do a lot of care, pastoral care with students in terms of helping them to get to UCC. You have access to clubs and societies on our campus, which is based in Dublin. And then you get a chance to see some of the sites that I showed you on the earlier slides as well. So in terms of who are DIFC and what do we do? Sorry, just have to move something again on my screen. So DIFC is the largest foundation college in Ireland, and we deliver the NCUK Foundation programme. And we have pathways all over the world, in Ireland, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. And we work very closely with UCC. They're one of our most valuable partners. We've been working with them for a number of years. And myself and Garode have a very close connection because we would be talking about medicine, dentistry and pharmacy students all of the time. We have about 30 different nationalities of student in DIFC. So it won't just be Korean students. There will be students from China, Malaysia, Japan, Africa, Nigeria, South Africa, Brazil, all over the world. So you really will get, to broaden your horizons and get a multicultural experience during your foundation year. And we're based in Dublin, which is the capital city. But for students who are studying the MPharm or looking to progress to the MPharm program in UCC, we will arrange campus visits where you can go down and see UCC. And last week, we actually sent a bus of about 40 students down to UCC to see the campus, meet lecturers, and talk about the different programs that they're applying to UCC for their undergraduate degree studies. So how can DIFC help you get to UCC in this MPharm program? Well, first thing is to tell you that, just before COVID, and obviously, the pandemic has changed a lot of lives, but before COVID, 98% of our students get their first or second choice of university. And that's really important because it means if you study at DIFC looking to progress to UCC's MPharm program, this tells you there's a very strong chance that you can get there. Obviously, you need to meet the entry requirements, but we will help you to do that. And we've been sending students to universities for many years. So DIFC started in 1999, and in the last 10 or 11 years, we've helped over 1,000 students to progress to university programs. I've already mentioned the nationalities that study at DIFC. But why would you study foundation? Some of you may be thinking, I want to apply directly to UCC. If you meet direct entry requirements for UCC, that's fine. You know, and maybe you don't need DIFC. But if you've just studied the 12 years of high school, you will need a foundation program to meet entry requirements for UCC. But there's so much more than just meeting the entry requirements. It gives you a chance to improve your English, to improve your academic levels, to help you adjust to food, weather, culture, the environment, and to learn the independent thinking. When you're in high school, you know, your parents are saying, get up, go to class, do your exams, do your assignments. When you go to university, nobody's telling you to do this. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. So we're helping you to develop that independent learning and independent thinking that will help you to get through an MPharm program. We're doing a lot of personalized support and counseling. So we will help students to write their personal statements. We will help you to make your application to UCC. We will help you to secure your offer. We're doing all of this type of work with our students. We're helping you maybe to make friends or join groups, or, you know, maybe your grades in English and mathematics and chemistry are great, but your biology needs some work. So we're doing all of this work with you all the way through your program. This is one of our students. Now, he actually went to Lithuania to study pharmacy. But, you know, if you read what he says there, he's saying, you know, being a non-native English speaker, you know, the English classes really helped me to develop my academic writing skills. You know, the personal support I received from DIFC has been essential to him, to help him to go on to university. You know, how to do proper referencing. So all of these things that we help you to do before you even get to university. Then in terms of what you'll study, so you study 4 core subjects on foundation, and they're the same 4 core subjects that you will study when you get to UCC. So it's English, mathematics, chemistry, and biology. And these are your core subjects that you'll study during your foundation year. Now, the other important thing about foundation that's different from something like high school is it's not just one final exam. So it's 70% your final exam, and it's 30% your coursework or exams during the year. So for mathematics, it's 2 separate exams. For the other programs, like chemistry and biology, it's a mix of coursework and examinations. And we're helping you with the hard skills, but also the soft skills as well. And everything is designed to give you the best chance to succeed when you get to UCC. So this slide, you don't really need to remember, but this is just literally what we do. So we're helping you to plan out your career. We're helping you to speak to the universities, reviewing the entry requirements, writing your personal statement, meet with UCC, you know, travel down to see the campus, and helping you to make your application, secure your offer, everything like this. And this is what a fundamental part of your foundation program. In terms of our entry requirements, so it's completion of your high school. And if you study an international curriculum like IGCSEs or IB or something like this, then the grades are on the screen. For Korea, you need to send your high school results to Suno, and then Suno will send to me, because Korea is a little bit complicated than any other high school curriculum in the world, because you have maybe a high ranked high school, maybe a low grade at a high ranked high school is better than a high grade at a low ranked high school. So what we have to do is assess not just your grade, but the type of ranking of the school that you went to. And this is something that we do academically. You don't need to worry about it. In terms of the English language requirement, it's IELTS 5.0 or equivalent. So you can take TOEFL, you can take PTE, you can take Duolingo, which is the online test. And another test that's very popular in South Korea is TOEIC. And you can also take the TOEIC test as well. Any of these are okay in terms of entry. For IELTS, you do not need to take the UK VI IELTS. You can take the IELTS academic test. It doesn't need to be UK VI. But then in terms of the fees at DIFC, So if you're going to study pharmacy, you would take the science program. So it's IFY Science, and the fees are on the screen there now. And we are offering a €2,000 scholarship off the fees at DIFC. So that would all be included when you apply in your invoice. And then in terms of applying, so you can apply two ways. So you can send all of your documents to Suno, and Suno can send them directly to DIFC, or yourself and people loving education can actually submit the application through our website and attach your documents there. And just note UCC Pharmacy as your university preference, and then we can do everything from there. And then we will assist you every step of the way. And I've worked with Suno for 7 years. So I first met Suno in 2015 in Seoul. I've also met him in Ireland, and Suno has been to DIFC as well, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. You can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. And I would just like to say Kamsahamnida. Thank you for listening. And then one other document just to show you is this document, which is UCC and DIFC Pharmacy Flyer. So it's basically the highlights that Garode spoke about. And then their global rankings, the 2-year stay back option, 100% employment that UCC have. And one of the things that Garode didn't mention is that the starting salary for students after they complete the MPharm program is about €50,000 per year, which is approximately 66 million Korean won. So there's a very high starting salary, which is why pharmacy is such a popular program. And Suno, you have copies of both of these that I've sent to you already. So if a student needs to see any further information, I can recommend that you contact Suno or the staff at People Loving Education in Seoul. In Gangnam, my favorite part. And normally when I stay in Seoul, I stay in Yeoksam, which is less, it's maybe a 10-minute walk to Suno's office. So it's quite close when I'm there. So again, Kamsahamnida, thank you for listening.